To be quite honest, I was keeping pregnancy tests like normal people keep tampons. Welcome back to my channel. We're talking about PCOS and my journey with it. I want to highlight the unknowns, the symptoms, just the overall journey from pre-diagnosis to now, where some of my symptoms have dulled or gone away, my period has come back, and what I did to get my hormones a little bit more balanced. Just a real quick sum up. I should have known from the start that it was just not gonna go according to plan. I got my period when I was 16. It started right off the bat irregular. I'd skip a month or I'd skip every other month. So I ended up going on the pill before college, and instead of that regulating me, it actually threw me further into irregularities. I got on the pill back in December of 2018, and I'm pretty sure that I didn't even get another period for another 10 months. But I went to my doctor. She said it was no big deal. Sometimes the pill that you're on takes your periods away for some women. So if you're fine with that, there's nothing wrong. So I didn't think anything of it. Fast forward a few years later, I had gotten a boyfriend after that. So now I was kind of looking for these regularities in my period because, to be quite honest, I was keeping pregnancy tests like normal people keep tampons. Like, I was going months at a time without a period. 3, 9, 7, 6, 10. Like, it was crazy. And at first I thought I was blessed because I didn't really want to deal with it. But then it just started to become weird. And it was like stressful because when you're going a few months without a period and you have a boyfriend and you put like 2 and 2 together, you're like, do I need to go get a pregnancy test? Should I be concerned? So anyway, went to go see a second doctor, told her about the problems I was having, and she just gave me a new pill. She didn't do any blood work, she didn't test me for anything, she didn't do any ultrasounds, nothing. She didn't have any other questions. She thought it was totally normal that my period was not there based on the pill that I was on, so she changed it. No surprise, there was no difference. It didn't matter. Fast forward a couple more years, you're probably watching this being like, you've gone years with these kinds of irregularities, but the 2 doctors that I asked about this said it was no big deal. We moved to California and I actually go see a 3rd doctor. The first thing she said, how long do you go without a period? Are you losing your hair? Do you have any trouble gaining or losing weight? Do you have any facial hair or kind of male patterned hair? And I was like, not really. She was like, okay, let's do a quick ultrasound real quick. And within 5 minutes, she was like, yep, you have PCOS, Polycystic Ovary Syndrome. My first question was like, okay, am I gonna be able to get pregnant? Like, not that I'm in a rush, but I just wanna know. And she was like, yes, of course you can. It just might be more challenging for you than it will be for somebody else. I was like, okay, so now what? And she's like, well, we're gonna get a blood test and we're gonna test your hormones to see if you have any abnormalities in like your male hormones and androgens and testosterone and things like that. Well, we did the blood test. Hormones came back normal. This doctor handed me a new pill and was like, this should help. I was like, okay, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm getting off of the pill. Like, nothing. So now the research was on me. I started Googling everything, asking all of these questions like, okay, what even is PCOS? How do you treat it? I found out that there are 4 different kinds of PCOS, and all of them kind of vary in the way that you should treat them, even though all of them have a general treatment plan. Was looking at books, doctors, different Instagrams, all of these different things. And I came across 2 people that were the most helpful to me. On Instagram, there's this guy called the PCOS Mentor. So his Instagram, so unbelievably helpful. I hate to say it, not to be rude, but more helpful than any of my doctors have been. And then there was also this doctor that I did find in women's health on Instagram named Dr. Aviva Ram. And I actually have her book. It's like my holy grail for hormone balancing. Hold on one second, I'll go get it. This book right here, Hormone Intelligence. This has been so unbelievably amazing for not only me to help myself, but for me to help the women clients that I get that come in with hormonal imbalances. Doing all of my research, I tried a bunch of different things. Okay, I wish I could say that there was one thing that I know cured everything and brought my period back, but I don't know. With PCOS, it's a lot of trial and error. So I tried higher fat diets, like avocados, more eggs and nuts and seeds and flax seeds and chia seeds and like some of these things that I've like never tried before. And I was like, not a fan of all of them. The flax seeds, I couldn't get on board with the flax seeds, and the chia seeds, they're so good for you, but like the texture just didn't work for me. I tried supplements that I still continue to take. Let me just pause real quick and start by saying that some of these vitamins or supplements that I use may not be needed for everybody, because your symptoms may be different. But okay, like one of them I got from Health by Habit. This is one I just found on Amazon, honestly. It's got ashwaganda, maca, tribulus, vitamin E, and B6. So it just kind of helps with energy and mood. And I mean, it says libido on it. That was not all that I noticed from it, but yeah. Another one I've tried is the inositol. This one is one that I got from Amazon, which tackles a lot of the big symptoms or helps treat some of the big symptoms with PCOS, the hair loss, the weight gain, the mood swings, the brain fog, everything like that. So trying all this stuff, fast forward a whole year, yes, a whole year, and finally my period comes back. Then I started diving into ovulation and period tracking, because I thought when I got my period back, I was like, whoa, this is great. I'm normal again. My cycle is like going strong, but that's not the case. You can get your period when you have PCOS, but you can experience anovulation, which is when your body basically goes through a whole cycle without ovulating. Okay, I don't know about you, but the whole reason I'm willing to tolerate the period is so that I know that I'm ovulating. If I'm not ovulating, it's useless. It's useless. So I started getting into tracking, putting my symptoms down on paper and tracking my periods with the Flow app and Modern Fertility. So I would take the times that Flow said I was ovulating, and I went and got Modern Fertility ovulation strips to test to see if those were actually the times I was ovulating or if I was ovulating at all. It took an additional 6 months to another year for me to find out that I was ovulating. I just feel like I have a little bit more control over a situation that was so unpredictable and just like so unknown. There are still so many questions unanswered about PCOS, but I do my best to do my research and just try to help everybody out. I wish that I could say that there was one specific thing that brought my periods back, but it was a combination of a bunch of different things, just kind of rounding out a more healthy lifestyle, focusing less on what I wanted my body to look like and more on what I wanted my body to feel like. If you are struggling with PCOS or you think that you might have it, just know that everyone's experience is a little bit different, and it may be a little bit of a wild ride of, you know, doing your own research and playing around with your body and experimenting on what works. Higher fat supplements and really just being more mindful and keeping myself calm have really, really, really helped me. And also knowing what is going on in my body and tracking it. It's so important, just so that you know how to help yourself. Thank you so much for watching this. If you liked this video, please give it a like, comment, let me know what you guys have tried. If you guys have any questions, maybe it's something that I forgot to mention in here and I can add to the list. Just remember that you're not alone in this. We're all in this together. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.